The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of the public access channel, the Kitty Rose Lifestyle, or the program underwriter.
The first time on stage in Africa.
And then
the first trip to the continent.
What was that feeling like? First of all, because I was impressed because again, it's not like it was 100 people.
Well, see, this is the thing. It's you. The thing is that when you go certain places on the continent, there is a space. When you go with an open heart and an open mind, there's an opportunity for some sort of healing to take place within you. Right? And you will then draw to you the people who is going to help you find that you're looking for. And I don't know if it's the soil or the sun or the ancestors' energy coming through, but it always works for me. You know what I mean? It always works for me.
How many times have you been to the motherland?
Oh, more than I can count. I've been going back and forth since late '97. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Well, I was born on American soil.
So thank you.
I'm very comfortable in Africa and with various aspects of African culture and various countries. I'm very at home. I'm one of those people who, at a very young age, I recognize and identify my need for connection. And so I have friendships that are lifetime. Relationships that are lifetime relationships. So this is not an adventure for me. This is my normal life.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
which is beautiful but interesting. Because in your normal life of being this artist and traveling and working, how did the self-care not be prioritized? Because I'm thinking
but it's one thing. You know, you can preach it, you can teach it. It doesn't mean you practice it. To preach it and to teach it. It's another thing to practice. Application can be a beast, especially when you live in this busy world, when you work in arts and education and in show business. There's like a go, go, go. And we live in one of the most peaceful cities on earth, not. Right? And so grind culture is a thing where people brag about how little they've slept, how little they've eaten.
But the flip side to that brag now is a culmination of sicknesses that came from lack of being tired or lack of
from
not
stress.
Sleeping. But stress is not something we can get away from.
Stress is something we can manage in healthier ways. Stress is something that we can actually acknowledge and process. Women, particularly black women, many of us have been socialized to normalize certain kinds of stress. So we don't even identify what we're going through as being stressful.
Was that happening to you?
Yes. Yes.
So you started video diarying your dealing with your illnesses, or
I focused on recovery. So I called it a video diary documenting my burnout recovery.
Tell us for the few, just the few, that didn't know or don't know what that is. Because when I think of burnout, I think of, you over-exhausting yourself and you burn out.
Yes. So, but burnout, here's the thing. There are a lot of functioning burnouts in our world today, particularly in the U.S., especially in New York City. So there are people who I know who are always tired. I know people who've been tired for 5 years. They're still tired. There are those of us who always have some drama coming up. There's who get stressed every week, who feel like we're at the end of our rope on a periodic basis. So for that to occur in your life over and over and over again, so let's say that just happens 4 times a year. But in 5 years, that's a lot of stress. And it starts to add up. So you're dealing with now stress from loss. You're dealing with stress from transportation and commuting, financial stressors, stressors raising your children, stressors from your relationships,
Did you
stressors
have any
from friendships.
Did you have any key stresses that you realized that played a part in
Well, when I was in toxic relationships, there was a phase
Friendships or romance?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
And actually, there was a point where my friendships were more toxic than my romantic life.
Really?
Yes.
And the reason why I say really like in shock, because you think, and excuse my ignorance, but I think that you think that when you're conscious,
no, child.
You know, that you have this repellent.
Oh, please,
negative people. Like,
no.
That can't work in your
But there are negative people within the conscious community, so humans will be humans.
Ooh, I think that might be the title. Humans will
be human.
So in humans being human, you taking that ownership on yourself. Toni Blackman, you are human. When did you have to pause, realizing that I am human, and then start taking care, start embarking on that self-care?
Well, see, there are a host of things that had to happen.
Okay.
One is I had to recognize what my purpose is here on earth.
Okay.
So I don't care. I could teach 1,000 workshops, save the lives of 10,000 children. If I'm not honoring the creative within me, I'm still not going to be balanced or well.
Tell them.
So that being that creator has nothing to do with selling 1 million books.
Right.
You know, 100 records.
Right?
Yeah, I'm a writer.
Yeah, okay.
But that is, you have to create. You have to express yourself. You have to release that energy. Otherwise, it gets stuck.
Right.
And that stagnant energy then causes all sorts of imbalances and can lead to health issues. Then the other part of that is looking at how do we approach our relationships, right? And I'm not separating romantic and platonic. Because for me, it was like, I approach relationships is that love is meant I'm going to do everything I can for you.
Okay.
But that would happen even while neglecting or hurting myself.
Okay.
While sacrificing. I was socialized and raised to sacrifice because that's what good people do.
Okay.
That's what kind people do.
Right.
But what I did was repeatedly do it for people who weren't necessarily reciprocating.
Okay.
And then a dear friend of mine, Latere, Latere is a hip-hop queen, dope MC activist. She does Mama's Hip Hop Kitchen with Kathleen Adams. And so Latere posted a live video recently where she talked about false responsibility. False responsibility.
False
responsibility.
Okay.
Where you have someone who did a favor for you.
Okay.
Like 5 years ago.
Okay.
And in that 5 years, you've done 20 favors for them.
Okay.
But you still feel obligated to pay them back for what they did for you in yesteryear.
Okay.
But they haven't done anything else for you since then.
Okay.
But you've done 20 more things for them, and there's no reciprocity. And so that sense of false responsibility, and I realized I've been living with that my whole damn life.
So how did that finally weigh on you where it became a burnout?
What the thing is, well, you know, when you get sick, you see who cares. That's one thing.
Okay.
And also, when you say to people, I can't do it, I'm tired. And then they ask you 3 more times because they know you don't know how to say no.
Oh, my God, yes.
As opposed to encouraging you to rest.
Yes.
That is very real.
Okay. Okay.
Like there are all kind of little signs in there. Are the folks who's like, look, I don't want to stress you out, but.
I'm sorry.
And then they bring you all sorts of drama and stress.
Yes. Okay. So let's unfortunately fast forward. Were you diagnosed with something?
Well, the thing is, here it is. Like, you know, I'm a self-healing creature.
Okay.
I've been studying self-healing for many years. I started working with Dr. DeBen at the African Holistic Health Association in Washington, D.C. years ago. Okay. I have energy healers, counselors, friends who are naturopaths. Okay. Read all the Queen of Fool books. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I'm really, and a lot of the stuff works if you do it. If you work the plan works. So if you do the juice cleanse, right. If you do this, you know, so I managed to do a lot of things on my own. But because I did not remove the stress, I wasted a whole lot of money on acupuncture. Woo. Because I was getting acupuncture and doing herbal treatments while being stressed out in a toxic relationship. Okay. So it kind of like, it canceled out what I was doing. Okay. And I wasn't present to it because I was too busy.
Sorry to laugh, but that's the reality.
I was too busy. Yes. I was too busy. So now it's the space of being able to have people in your life who will tell you what you need to hear, not just what you want to hear. And I have those people. Okay. But I didn't listen. Okay. And then, but when the pain started to hit, I could hear their voices.
So let me ask you, you didn't listen at initially. Do you, and this is to the left. Yeah. But I wanted to go there. I wanted to touch there. Do you think that when folks think about taking their own life, that there's something, that disconnect of not listening to your loved ones?
Whoa, yeah. So, but there's some people who, there's some myths about suicide, right? Okay. I know for a fact there are some people who, they're going to take their life regardless of what you say or do. Oh, okay. And that's just a fact. Okay. And that's what they've chosen to be their destiny. And so, I mean, we take on a lot of guilt when there's suicide. We blame ourselves when there's suicide. And I'm talking about suicide because it's very fresh. My brother killed himself just a couple of months ago.
And what allowed you to share that intimate part? Because people don't need to know that.
Well, one is I'm a poet. I tell the truth. I'm transparent.
But that's your.
So I left safe space. Okay. Because I love my nieces and nephews. Okay. His ex-wife is my sister. I have younger siblings, and everybody's grieving. There's family on 5 sides, and a whole community of people who loved and adored my brother. And this part of the challenge is that he was, quote, a private person, right? But I think sometimes what happens in our families is that we misinterpret private for secretive. And there are a lot of private people who have a lot of secrets, and those secrets are what harm us the most. Yes. And it's the thing, my friend Kefri, she says, you know, the truth is the only thing that will heal our families. The truth is the only thing that is going to heal our community. So at some point, we have to find the courage to tell the truth. Okay. So we have to tell the truth in a very delicate manner, knowing that people are fragile. Okay. We have to respect boundaries. We have to honor individuals and not be self-absorbed in expressing everything we want to say. And so I've been very conscious and very self-aware about what I talk about. And so for a lot of people, for me to say the sentence, my brother committed suicide, for them that was deep. Now I got like 5 pages of other stuff, but just that one line.
Yes. I had this pause. I mean, like, what now? What? Yeah. How far apart are you guys? Where were you?
A year.
Okay, so that's like a twin. You know, and how many kids are there in total? How many children?
4.
No, there's 4 of you guys from your parents.
See, this is where it gets complex, where it's hard to write about.
All right, so don't. Okay, so this brother you are a year apart. Yeah. And this is just a few months ago. Yeah. So a few months ago, you lose a brother. You're also dealing with your own ailments, but you're still working. You're still traveling.
Yeah, but see, what the thing is, I've been in a space of really balanced healing.
Okay, that's
so health-wise, I was in a great space. Great.
Okay,
I was in a great space. Okay. So I slipped into workaholism in the spring. Okay. And when I slipped into workaholism, I caught myself. Then when I got the news about my brother the week prior, another loved one had shared her secrets about her depression, her suicide, someone very close to me, a family member. Okay. And so I was managing that, right? And being a support and carrying her secret, you know, and loving her. And then we got the news about that. So then you shift into high gear to be vigilant to protect someone else. Okay. From this ancestral curse, these dynamics that occur generation to generation, this pain, this post-slavery trauma, you know what I mean? Yes. This black pain. Yes. That's the result of systemic racism and other factors out of our control, but then there's the healing that we do control that we opt out on.
So then how did you begin to control your healing?
What the thing is, I've been in a healing process. Okay. I had already started working. I started working with a therapist, Dr. Owens, a black woman.
Excuse me, a therapist?
Yes.
So you're going to
spring,
like a psychiatrist? Therapist.
Yes, I started seeing a psychiatrist in the spring.
Okay, so world traveler, successful in your career, but you decided to go seek out therapy.
I sought out therapy because I want to be better.
Okay.
And I
there's
also
a stigma with us.
There's a stigma. I know. I told my mom about us going to therapy. She's like, people gonna think I'm crazy. I said, Mom, no, they're not. But no, this is the thing. So I want to shift where I can be a whole, healthy woman, where I can be the best me, where I can be in a healthy, long-term relationship and be at peace being my full out self, right? And attract my full out divine partnerships. You know what I mean? And so for me, that was the motivation.
Okay.
You know, how do I ground myself in self-love and being at peace with who I am and not giving a damn about what other people think.
Okay.
And so
so you began therapy. So you had already started the process.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Now,
I was well into
did you hit a rock bottom to start that process, or was it just the evolution like, Toni, girl, you need some help?
It was a friend of mine called me during the winter. She saw a Facebook post, and I'm a poet. So the Facebook post was very fully self-expressed.
Okay.
But I wrote it, and it was over.
Okay.
So there were people, after I wrote that post, were worried about me.
Okay.
And then I realized that was reckless of me to share the writing in that way.
Okay.
While we're living in this climate.
Okay.
Because for me, that was a writing exercise.
Okay.
And they received it as,
okay. But it was good that it was received that way, because that was
the impetus for this sister to say, I think we need an intervention.
Okay.
So she invited me to lunch. So she gave me a free career consultation, creative consultation. She's a creative coach. And then she gave me the number to 3 Black women therapists.
Okay.
And I called.
Okay. So you found the one that you're with.
Yeah.
And so you had already begun this process. Hallelujah. Good job. So you were able to then, I guess, because already being in the process, begin to that helped deal with all the things that are now
what happened to deal with that is that the last 10 years of healing got me prepared for this.
Okay.
So when I wasn't in shock that it happened.
Okay.
There was an attempt before in years prior, long ago.
Okay.
And I also I'm a sensitive, empathic being.
So you
and
felt
I see things I don't want to see.
Okay.
And I often ignore them. I read energy when I walk into a room.
Okay.
It's why I can go to one party a month, I can't go to stuff every week.
Okay.
I get overstimulated. I can't go to big festivals anymore. I can't go to big concerts. My girlfriend, Catherine, she's like, why don't you go to the parade, the Labor Day parade?
Right.
I said, no.
It's too much.
It's too much.
Okay. Because
you
feel all of that. Okay.
So I'm like, I go every 4 years in that space. And so I knew, so I was present. So I think the deepest grief for me was my love for his children, my love for my younger siblings, my love for my cousin who loved him. Okay. And then dealing with the family drama around family who don't understand suicide, and their immediate response is anger.
Yes.
And so there was family who was angry
So
at
did you
him.
take on, now, because you just talked about taking on stuff, did you then take on your own healing process, plus now all the dynamics that's going on within the family?
No, I made myself available to my sisters.
Okay.
And that was it.
Okay.
And I got updates through one family member.
Okay.
And because I was too busy, here's the thing, here's sometimes where our work protects us. I'm like a girl, had an opportunity. I was gifted 5 days of studio time to record a demo for a booking agent. Okay. So my focus was music, recording, mentoring these younger artists, getting the other artists to help me mentor them. And then I'm like, girl, I was preparing for the tour.
Right.
So my focus was tour preparation. Right. And so my heart and my soul were in the midst of doing what I love. And it was a gift. Uganda was a gift for me. The day after my brother's funeral, I was on a plane to Uganda. A week later, we were watching the sunset on the Nile River. I was like, only God and the ancestors could pull that off. And there we were with children who hugged you every moment, every minute. There we were with hip-hop dancers and MCs who, pure love of the music and the culture, having these intense conversations. I met a B-boy who does life coaching. Who would know? not even from the city in Kampala, from another city. And there me and Saraji are, before the show, having a deep convo about workshop design. Like, I had so many blessings in Uganda, unexpected too. Right. I had no expectations because I didn't know anything about. I didn't know much about Uganda. Honestly, I admit it. Idi Amin. That's it. You know, I didn't know anything, and there we were, and it was just an absolute blessing. I met some incredible artists. Some of whom are going to be coming over to New York. We'll be hanging, you know. So I made some lifetime relationships there, and for me, my ultimate mission, the underlying theme of all of my work at the end of the day is to build a bridge to Africans throughout the diaspora. I am a Pan-Africanist in my spirit. I don't preach it, I live it. And I practice it. I don't preach it. I live it. And you can see it in my friendships, in my relationships, in the food I eat, and in the things I do for a living. I live it. And so that, since I was 18. And so how do I improve the relationships between us? You know, how do I deepen those connections between us? You know, how do I bring the diaspora together? Like that was laid on me at a very young age, and I'm here to do it. What age do you remember?
Do you remember that being laid on you, or do you acknowledge?
Oh, girl, you can look at a picture. I was in my cousin's wedding, Reginald. My cousin Reginald was getting married. It was an African wedding in small town, Black Bay Area, 70s. I was like 2 years old, and me and my mom and I are in traditional garb, big Afro puffs. I got to give you the picture. And then my cousin Carla and I, we would create plays, and I would choreograph everything. I was director since a little kid. That was me. And I would direct these productions, and we would make up our own African languages. We didn't know what we were doing, but there was something in our souls.
What age is this?
It was like 6, 7, 8. And so, you know, my cousin laughs because she remembers, and that my destiny unfolded to this. At 9 years old, I told my grandpa, I'm going to travel the world, and I'm going to Africa. And he's like, yes, you are, baby girl. I don't know. He ain't believe. He's like, you can do anything you want, baby girl. You can do anything you want, Tojo. He called me Tojo. He's like, yeah, you go, Tojo. And one of my saddest things is that he didn't live long enough to see me do it.
Oh, I had that. Okay. But he is.
Yeah.
That's
true.
Always greener on the other side. Times get hard every time that I rise to another level. Facing different devils, I have to activate my faith. Still keep it all together.
We think holding back, staying chill, playing it safe helps us avoid fear. But really, the fear, it's still there. It's just that we're not dealing with it. We allow life to pass us by, watching life like it's a movie. Meanwhile, we're playing featured roles, acting as if this is all okay, but somewhere deep inside we know it's not. If we were willing to walk through the fear, we could get to the other side and closer to what it is we want.
What are we doing for Toni?
What are we doing for Toni? Oh, all of that's
no,
my.
Well, but that still work.
Oh, so the self-care?
Yes.
My self-care happens at Fit for Dance on Nostrand Avenue, Brooklyn.
Oh, wait, pull it.
Yes. Lacey Chisholm is an incredible teacher and organizer. I dance, and so
and that helping your healing then?
Oh, I'm just one of those people. You have to dance to be sane. And you know what? That healer, Dr. DeBen, told me this in 1997. He was like, Toni, you have some intense energy within you that will not be grounded or balanced from exercise, sports, or even sex. He's like, you have to dance. And so I ain't listen. How I let 8 years go by, 10 years go by without dancing. But now I'm dancing again. And Lacey has Afro Zumba, Afro beat, dance hall fire. Yeah. It helps me sleep better. And it takes, there's an intensity that it grounds me. And I think that everybody should be dancing. If you have mobility, you should be dancing. There's something very healing about the power of dance and music and art. So I freestyle as my meditation, and I dance for my healing.
All right. And it's working.
It's working.
It's working.
Yeah.
Because I know I got a text a couple of months ago, like, girl, I might need some extra. And I was like, I got you.
Oh, well, you know, I want to join that movement, too. I do want to join that movement. This one is legal.
That's legal, so we can have. So is she going to camera 2? Okay.
Oh, yeah. What? Here we go. About to flow for the show. A KittyRose lifestyle. Act like you know why. Here in Brooklyn where I'm living, the hip hop that we giving, I'm telling you right now, said it's stone cold hot in this room. Fanning myself, not a minute too soon, as the beat goes boom, and I nod my head. I'm telling you, I would rather be here instead. Why? Instead of running the streets, can't hear the beat in the background, so I turn around and hear the sound of myself. I want to praise the show. Can I do it again? I don't even know what. Said it's hot in here. I want y'all, yes, to be clear. We rock this here without fear, because KittyRose lifestyle, it is near. Check my girl Cat, she got the show. You better watch it all the time. Telling you right now as we freestyle off the top of the mind, dropping dime as I rhyme. We put it on the line, cause I want this girl to shine. She's my sister. Don't you ever diss her, because you might, I will step to you, mister. I won't confront you. I won't be negative. But I'm going to tell you right now, I be coming, kid. Coming true, because I live true. I do what I do. I freestyle for you. Even when I'm stuck, I let it flow. Let it go. Let you know. Don't hold back. As a matter of fact, show your love, Jack. Never be whack. What? Okay, you have to cut out.
That's okay. Next time, see you guys on Natural Sessions. It's your girl Cat, and I'm here with my sister Toni Blackman. Yes, my sister. And I just felt a drip sweat. A drip
you
drop.
drip sweat.
And that's it. We are wrapped.
Welcome to Dining with Diplomats, the show that travels the globe without leaving town.
You got garbage bag? What garbage bag?